I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. Trump is running a couple of commercials. Some of them are running on mainstream television, and a lot of them are running viral across the web. And so I want to take a look at some of the commercials in Trump. This is very interesting that we've gotten to this point. But Mr. Engineer, run commercial number one, and I pulled these down off of Truth Social. I don't know if y'all subscribe to Truth Social. It's Trump's network is his opposition to Twitter, and now X. But I just wanted to take a look at some of the stuff that he's running and campaign ads against Joe Biden, my time Biden.
It's an invasion of America. Streets flooded with poison, killing millions. Enemies and tyrants on opposite sides of the globe laugh at us. Wars threaten us. The threat of nuclear annihilation, once forgotten, is now real again. America's weakness has become their strength. The global elitists who send your kids to war, who tell you a woman is a man and a man is a woman, who teach your children their country, their faith, their beliefs are a lie. They have corrupted every facet of American government, weaponized it against you. While they watch our cities burn and violent crime skyrocket, you and your families pay the price. Out of control inflation, an economy wrecked, a nation in decline. This is Joe Biden's America, failing, weak. But one man, one movement can change all that for us. Put America, the middle class, first, and put the globalists, the elitist, and the corrupt in their place. Bring back pride and the American dream to let the world know, don't mess with us. One man focused on the true owners of this great land. One movement focused on the true priorities. Make America great for us again.
You know, I'm not a Trump supporter. Everybody knows that. I ain't got no. In fact, I'm against him. I think the man is a psychopath. He's a servant of Satan. Definitely that. He's a trigger of the tribulation. So can't nobody stop him. It's. He may be convicted. He may go to jail. But the movement that Trump has started ain't gonna stop with a court decision. It's not gonna stop with an election decision. And 2024, if you think 2020 was something, you wait till you see the election results in 2024. I'm not sure, however, that Joe Biden, my time, will actually be the candidate. We may end up with somebody like California Governor Gavin Newsom. That way they can kind of skirt around Camelback ain't Black Harris. Because Joe Biden, look, he's too feeble. Trump will run over that guy like a Mack truck running over a skateboard. But having said that, you know, a lot of things I saw in this clip are true. You know, teaching your children to say if you're a girl, you're a boy. If you're a boy, you're a girl. Banning the Bible. The economy is wrecked. There's no doubt about that. Prices are higher than Rocky Mount. And it's, you know, there's all kinds of, if you will, political and maneuvers by China and Russia to take world dominance, and Biden is weak. And then you got these leftists who are like the Squad and a whole lot of bunch of Democrats who are just crazy. They're crazy liberals. They use black people out there, Hamites. They use them to win elections. They castrate them spiritually, morally, socially. You know, that's an ad that I'm going to run on. I'm not trying to get anybody to vote for anybody, but I think if it enlightens eyes and people get an opportunity to see what's going on, then I'm for it. I got another one.
Under a Trump administration, gasoline engines will be allowed, and sex changes for children will be banned. Is that okay?
I would prefer, okay, all right, gasoline engines. Okay, I don't know if I would buy an electric car. I know Tesla is selling a lot of those jobs, right? And most of the what I'm hearing in the reports is that most of those batteries are made in China. Nearly 70-80% of the batteries that are sold in electric cars, whether BMW, Tesla, or Ford Motor, they're buying those batteries from China. I'm not sure exactly what sense that makes. When you're giving all that money and that power to China, it would seem better just continue to build gasoline engines until you can build your own battery. That's number one. But then the other thing I think that I would prefer that Trump would have said, he said sex changes for children will be banned. Sex changes for anybody should be banned. And I noticed they come up to a level, they say, well, and I'm going to run a piece on Ramaswamy in just a moment. And he does the same thing. So if a sex change is bad not because the change itself is bad, is what Ramaswamy is saying, and what Trump is saying. They're not saying that the act itself is condemned. They're saying you just shouldn't do it for children because children do not have the maturity to make such a decision. And you're going to hear Ramaswamy flesh that out in just a moment. I'm going to bring up his piece. But sex change is bad no matter what, or no matter who, or what age. And that's the thing that Trump's not saying. So he's hedging his bets in one regard. And the same thing with Ramaswamy. In fact, Mr. Engineer, do we have that Ramaswamy, I think it's number 4, parental notification about transgender? Go ahead and run that clip. But this got pretty explosive too, by the way.
Mr. Ramaswamy, over 10.7 million students in over 18,000 public schools nationwide have the ability to change their identity without parental notification. Governor Christie told Stewart last week that he would pass a federal law to protect parental rights. Would you try to do the same?
I have to be very clear about this. Transgenderism, especially in kids, is a mental health disorder. We have to acknowledge the truth of that for what it is. I met 2 young women early in this campaign.
Specifically on parental rights in schools.
Parents have the right to know. And you know what the hypocrisy of this is? Even New Hampshire failed to actually get past a piece of legislation here. The very people who say that this increases the risk of suicide are also the ones saying that parents don't have the right to know about that increased risk of suicide. And I'm sorry, it is not compassionate to affirm a kid's confusion. That is not compassion, that is cruelty. I met 2 young women, Chloe and Katie, early in this campaign, who are in their 20s, now regret getting double mastectomies and a hysterectomy. One of them will never have children. And the fact that we allowed that to happen in this country is barbaric. So I will ban genital mutilation or chemical castration under the age of 18, and parents have absolutely the right.
Would you try to pass a federal law that says parents should have that right?
We are going to require states absolutely have to follow that through. We stand for parental rights. Yes.
Ramaswamy, what you should do, as I adjusted the last piece I did with respect to Trump's, statements about children, is that transgenderism ought to be banned across the board. That way, you don't have to deal with children who are making those awful decisions. I do agree that children should not be making such a decision at an early age and then discover later on that they made a mistake, and there's no redress, there's no way of going back to putting after having a having your breast removed, and then later on, 5 years later, you figure that was a mistake. There's no breast transplant. So it's sickness. It is beyond. I mean, what we're looking at is that since the birth of the son of Satan, the Holy Ghost has been backing up. I mean, he's not running away, but you see all this stuff now that the Holy Ghost is moving and wrapping up his work. All this stuff is coming out of the toilet like you won't believe.